I, my most toxic relationship is with alcohol, and that's been there not just as an adult but even as a child. I've seen so much of it at home, and the cause and the effect of it that it's always been a toxic relationship. I'm almost scared of an alcohol bottle. It causes me anxiety and palpitations. But what happens is when you see something happening around you when you're growing up, that becomes something you hate and also a coping mechanism as you grow up because you saw somebody else use it as a crutch. Uh, and alcohol has never done anything good for me, and I'm somebody who's very mindful of the fact that I have a good brain, so I actually don't use any intoxicants of any kind, smoking, anything. I don't do anything. I actually always try to stay in my senses no matter what. Um, and But I've paid a huge cost every time I've drank. Every single time I've drank, I've paid a huge cost for it. And I did not even start drinking till I was like 27, 28, and that also because I became an entrepreneur. It was very stressful. So I realized alcohol and stress in my life are related to each other. So the moment there's stress, I cope with alcohol in some form. I'm not a drinker at all. I'm not even a social drinker in that sense. So I end up binging it, right? Because I don't know where to stop and how to stop, etc. And that's a trait that I have identified 10 years back, to the extent that I have lost relationships, I've lost friends, they have lost me. This is the fact that there was alcohol in that relationship, and that just made it impossible to sustain that relationship for them and me, because I and alcohol have a toxic relationship, so we should be around good for each other. So I can't be around anybody who uses alcohol as a core primary part of their life. And I cannot be around alcohol no matter what, so I have to have a clean existence at all times. I cannot have a clean existence if I'm stressed. This is like a vicious cycle, right? But in the last since January, I've been very mindful of the fact that alcohol and I have a toxic relationship. But even in the last whatever 8 9 months, 8 months, the 4 or 5 times that I've drank have been terrible. They have just made me lose respect for myself. They just make me feel weak. They have not resulted in anything. All the stress which leads to this has not been relieved at all. It actually adds to it. And my attempt by people around me, I mean, everybody who loves me knows that I and alcohol are not friends, so they don't encourage me at all to drink. They actually keep it away from me completely. But even with strangers, right? I'm realizing that if unless you talk about that there is a problem, nobody will solve it for you, including yourself. The reason I'm publicly talking about this is even that one time in a month that I might do it is so strenuous and damaging that it's not worth it. And this is literally like a call out of self. Let's not do this, no matter what. There is no good reason to do this. And but getting there and not there yet. Attempt is by the end of this year to completely let go of alcohol as a habit, because beautiful brain, why affect it? And it's just the loss of self-respect that I hate, which I also hated as a child, because the person who was drinking was losing respect for themselves, and I also lost respect for them, and I'm watching that happen to myself, and it's a sad thing to watch for self. So yeah, let's get out of it. Promise yourself completely leave alcohol by the end of the year, right away actually. But yeah, let's see.